Hi dear friends, today we are going to discuss about operating system user interface. First let us see what is user interface UI. User interface or UI is the visual part of an application or device that determines how a user interacts with it and how the information is displayed on the screen. Okay, that is called user interface. So, user interface is the visual part of an application that determines how a user interacts with it and how the information is displayed on the screen. That is called user interface. Next, we are going to see some of the commonly used interfaces. Some of the commonly used interfaces are graphical user interface, command-based interface, command based interface, touch based interface, voice based interface, gesture based interface. First we will see graphical user interface. A graphical user interface is a type of user interface through which users interact with electronic devices via visual indicator representations. Graphical user interface is a type of user interface through which the users interact with electronic devices via visual indicator representations. Visually there will be several things in the screen. Through that they are interacting with the system. You can see in this picture there are several icons, right? Several pictorial representations. Each one is a visual indicator to the user. So through this the user will click the icons based on their needs. This kinds of interface is termed as graphical user interface or GUI. Okay. Next we are going to see the second type of interface, that is CLI. CLI, command line interface. CLI is command line interface. We are going to see what is CLI. Let us see what is CLI. A CLI is a command line interface which used text-based interface by entering the commands. So it allows a provision to enter different commands for interacting with the system. That type of interface is called command line interface. Command line interfaces are also called command line user interfaces, console user interfaces, or character user interfaces. These are other names of CLI. Next we are going to see the example. MS-DOS is the best example of CLI. Programming languages such as Python, Basic offer CLI. The next type of interface is Voice User Interface, VUI. Voice User Interface. A voice user interface is a technology that allows people to use their voices to interact with computers and devices. It's a technology that allows the users to use their voices to interact with the computers and devices. That is why it is called Voice User Interface or VUI. You can see in this example, it is using the voice to interact with different devices like smartphones and computers. There are several voice-based interfaces provided by different applications like virtual assistants such as Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa are examples of VUIs. I think you are all familiar with the voice recognition using Google Assistant, right? There our voice will be captured for doing different tasks. The primary advantage of VUI is that it allows for a hands-free, eyes-free way in which the users can interact with a product while focusing their attention elsewhere. They can do their own job in some other task. At that time itself they can interact with the system. That is a primary advantage of this voice user interface. Next is touch user interface. TUI. Let us see what is touch user interface. A touch user interface is a computer pointing technology based upon the sense of touch. Okay, it uses the sense of touch to interact with the system. That is why it is called touch user interface or TUI. Okay, you can see in the picture, it will be very clear. By using the touch, we are interacting with the systems. That's the main advantage of touch user interface. Touch user interface enables not only the sense to touch, innervate and activate computer based functions, it allows the user, particularly those who are visually impaired, it provides an added level of interaction based upon tactile or braille input. You all know, right? Visually impaired students using braille technology for interacting with the systems. So there are many advantages of TUI which will enable the visually impaired students to interact with the systems through different braille touch devices, which will help them a lot to learn more and more using this touch sense. You can see in this picture some devices which are used by visually impaired people. There are different kinds of touch screens available for the visually impaired people by using the touch user interface technology. Next, we are going to learn about the gesture-based user interface. Gesture-based user interface is called the user interface which uses the gestures. Okay, gesture user interface refers to using specific gestures like scrolling, pinching, tapping to operate an interface. It also refers to gesture recognition, including tipping, tilting, eye motion and shaking. Based on the gestures, it will provide the interface. It will be more clear through this video. You can watch this video how it is working using the gestures. Okay, when they are moving the hand, the different items are selected. You can see by moving the hands, by tilting their hands, different kinds of applications are using these kinds of gestures without touching the object. Okay, that's the main advantage of using gestures. It enables them to work quickly based on gestures, and they are selecting different items. I hope this video is very useful for you. Thanks for watching. Bye dear friends.